In today's segment, we will be going over instances where officers get drastically put in their place. Number 1. A student was studying in a public library when two officers approached him, demanding to see his driver's license. The student then went on to deny their request, rather asking for their badge number and names.
Have you not heard that before?
I've heard it plenty of times. It's just I'm surprised because, well, my name and my badge number is right here. Okay, you see it?
Tibbetts?
Yep,
I
640.
The pen is blocking the number. 640?
Yep.
And Dennis 647.
So I was told that you were asked.
The student then responds to their request to stop filming, stating that this is a public library free to record on. And most importantly, it was his constitutional right to do so.
This is a public library. I see where this is going.
I want you to answer my question.
I see where this is going.
Were you asked to leave?
I see where this is going.
Were you asked to leave? And did your employees ask you to leave, sir?
No.
Were you
I was not.
Would you like him to leave, sir? Okay.
So security. So let me explain just so you get a. Let me just explain really quick so you guys can understand. So what I'm doing here is a First Amendment protected activity. I'm recording. I know you don't care, sir, but listen. If you violate that in any way and interfere with that,
I'm not violating it. They asked you to leave.
Yeah, but they can't ask me to leave. This is a public library. Can I speak to?
All the officers state is I could care less. The cops then realize this student knows very well the ins and the outs of the law, as he had a response for everything they threw at him.
What's this thing that you're doing? What are you doing it for?
So,
Like a study,
well,
or
I mean,
a study?
just because you guys seem real hostile, I'm gonna explain myself ahead of time. Normally, I don't explain myself,
Well, you
but
haven't explained yourself yet.
I told you I'm gathering content for a story, and I'm engaging in a constitutionally protected activity.
For what? What is the purpose?
For what reason?
I'm not willing to disclose until it's published. Until it's published, I'm not going to disclose it.
In the end, the man then straight out tells the cops, your hostile behavior in no way intimidates me, and you are powerless again because I have not committed a crime.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go up to somebody and say, listen, you feel uncomfortable or uncomfortable. If they're uncomfortable, you're breaching their peace.
No, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
In the end, the officers leave the man alone and let him get back to studying. Number 2. This guy was pulled over and even volunteers to give his identification. But in a nosy manner, the officer goes on asking more and more questions, almost like it was a game show.
Delmar Oil Company? Okay. How long you been there?
That's why that is.
Well, I'm just talking to you. I see your shirt there. I'm just asking. Is it wrong to ask you questions about where you work?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what that has to do with the stop.
Okay. All right. Well, if you don't want, just casual conversation, that's fine.
That's
Since I got
already-
you stopped there, you're driving 65, and speed limit 7. I'm just wondering what's wrong. Are you okay?
The officers begin to ask him his occupation and the specifications of his job. As the man asks the specific reason for being pulled over, he continues to state that you were driving 65 miles an hour in a 70-mile-per-hour road. What in the... Since when is it a crime to drive 5 miles per hour slower than the requirement? The officer then realizes his mistake and switches the argument to, are you okay?
I got you stopped there. You're driving 65, and speed limit 7. I'm just wondering what's wrong. Are you okay?
Other than
You okay? You ain't...
traveling 5 miles below the speed limit is
Yes,
a
sir.
reason.
I'm just checking on you. That's all I'm doing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You good?
I'm great.
Awesome.
How are you?
I'm doing better than I deserve.
This is a clear example of the officer making up an excuse to pull someone over. At this point, the gentleman just gives him a sketchy look, and then with even more nerve, the officer continues to ask more and more questions. The cop then comes back after about 10 minutes to give the man a warning, leaving the guy dazzled as to why you wasted so much of my time.
This here's a warning, okay? No court date, no fine, nothing like that. You can throw this paper away when you get to the house. Ain't nothing to really worry about, all right?
Okay, what was the warning for?
All right. Have a good day, all
What
right?
was the warning for, sir? He didn't even say what a warning been for, bro.
The man, extremely angry, yells at the cop over and over, "What is the reason for your warning?" And all the officer does is raise his voice and run back to his vehicle. The officer, knowing he had no justification for pulling the gentleman over, simply felt awkward. But the guy had guts. He peacefully exited his vehicle and one last time shouted at the officer, "What is the reason for the warning?" Finally, the officer responded that it was because your speed was too low. Number 3. Out of nowhere, 2 officers cross the street and come face to face with a pedestrian asking him what he's doing and why he's taking pictures of a federal building, and immediately they demand to see the man's driver's license.
Get your identification, please.
Why?
Why? Because you're taking pictures of a federal terminal, which is a Homeland Security issue.
Are you Homeland Security?
Yes.
Seems like you're
Yep.
a regular police department.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with
Homeland
exercising
Security
my
is
First
done by
Amendment.
everybody. Done
Is-
by everybody. It's the Homeland Security.
Is it a crime
Right.
to exercise my rights on a public sidewalk?
But to take pictures of a federal.
The man kept repeating that the photos he was taking were being taken on public property, but the officer did not care about what was legal or illegal. The man then asks what is the reason they need to see his driver's license, and all the officer could say was, just in case in the future something horrible was to occur, they could know the man's whereabouts.
What crime are you?
You're taking video, which
I'm exercising my-
might lead to some type of terrorist act, right? We don't know.
You
We don't
should.
know that.
I'm with my
How
family.
do you know that?
I'm with I just told you know how you don't know that because I told you I've never been here. I'm a tourist. I'm with my family. This is interesting. So
You
I
know,
took a picture
and just okay
from the public
to,
sidewalk.
to take your
Listen, I just
just
want to
like
cut
you.
this. I want to.
As the officer tried to state that he could be doing something of horrific nature, all the man said was, "Hey, I'm here with my family, and I thought this place was an interesting tourist site." He then gives his name, but still refuses to provide identification.
Citizen on the public sidewalk exercising his First Amendment right,
They know
which
that.
is a protected activity.
They know that. That's
So I
why.
understand.
That's why
You
you're.
should've ended
That's
right
why
there.
nothing.
You
That's
should've
why
ended-
nothing is happening right now except for
Exactly.
us trying to get your name. That's all.
And I told you my name, David.
Okay, well, can you, if you show me your identification
I just
again,
told you already.
well, you're on your way.
Sir,
I don't
I told you
understand
already.
what the problem is. Just like you're, you know.
Because I don't show ID unless you suspect me of killing a crime.
The man, standing firm on his decision, did not back down, knowing the law, and stating over and over, "I am doing nothing illegal here by just filming." After about 10 minutes, when the officers realized he was not a threat to society, they went back to their station and left the man alone. Number 4. This photographer was filming a city's FedEx warehouse. Out of nowhere, a security personnel approaches him, demanding to know what is the reason for his filming. When the photographer refused to answer his question, he becomes extremely angry and calls 911 asking for backup.
I suggest get a supervisor out here.
If you're on the sidewalk.
I'm asking for a supervisor.
Okay, call him. Call the
No, you call him. I asked for one.
Call him.
I asked for a supervisor.
Okay.
You're not gonna get me a supervisor.
I'm gonna get you a supervisor.
Okay.
There's no sense in me getting you a supervisor.
Okay, you need to get one so you don't.
After about 20 minutes, a cop shows up, stating to the man that the station received a call in regards to suspicious behavior. The photographer responded that he was doing nothing wrong. In fact, it was public property he was filming on. Quickly, both people became disrespectful and the yelling and shouting began. The photographer then demanded the cop check property specification laws, which the cop told him he would not do that.
There's no sense in me getting you a supervisor.
Okay, you need to get one so you don't do something stupid.
You obviously understand the law, I guess.
Evidently better than you do about the easement, dude.
You gotta swear, man.
Because that's what I do. That's what I do.
just-
I'm a grown man. I can swear all day. I'm gonna tell us this is their property, and you don't even know if it is or not. You hadn't even looked, had you?
After about 4 minutes, the cop realized he was in the wrong, leaving the scene and the man to be free to go. Bye-bye. Number 5. Right from the start, this woman became extremely angry, asking officers why in the world they were showing up at her residence. Being in shock to the woman's behavior, the officers did not know how to respond to her question. As the woman is recording their arrival, she then goes on to question why they had a computer tablet in their vehicle, and why in the world did they think they have the right to suspect her son was committing a crime.
What was your probable cause to roll up to somebody on private property? Especially you.
Me?
Yeah, you. Down with your little fucking blue line fucking gang. Oh, you don't like it? You don't like it? You guys do it to everybody. Go ahead, pull it out. Pull it out. Ooh, let's play fucking flashlight war. What was he doing?
I can't tell you.
Fixing a fucking quad? See what the car really is for.
As a result of the woman using inappropriate language, one of the officers thought it would be a good joke to state that you are a difficult person to deal with. The woman even laughed, stating that she would do everything in her power if it meant protecting her child. The officers realized they were in contact with a superhero mom.
I don't see anything about theft. Sean, this is why you record every time. So I hope you have good PC. What was your RAS? Your reasonable, articulable suspicion that my son was committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or did commit a crime. What was it? You're damn straight. When it comes to my son, absolutely, I am difficult. So I will fight to the death for my kid. You got me right, sir.
In the end, both officers slowly backed off and headed back home. Thank you, Enlighten. Please, please, please subscribe to our channel.